Hi guys. All right, so this is the weekly forecast for all signs. If you're looking to get a private reading with me, I do link my email in the description box. I'm going to attempt to do this with Bingus in my lap, hopefully not trying to climb me today. All right. Starting with, I'm not using this deck. Starting with Aries, 5 cards for the week. Monday through Friday. All right, Bingus, now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. On Monday, looks like you're heading towards something. You're chasing something. Could be a dream. Could be your dog's loose. I don't know. But you're chasing something. Looks like money. You're going to see lots of growth and abundance this week, actually. It's weird. It's almost like things are just going to kind of fall into place. On Tuesday, some sort of heavy burden that you've had over finances is going to be dropped. On Wednesday, you are seeking some sort of justice. Could be anything from a reconciliation to somebody needing to heal, like physically heal. Either or, it looks really good for you. On Thursday, geez, somebody's having issues with their pets this week for sure. On Thursday, you're dealing with somebody who's a bit of a nuisance to you. They're going to make you feel kind of off, uncomfortable, or melancholy. Could be an earth sign, doesn't have to be. They're even going to cause you a tower moment. This could be at work or in your family, but they're definitely doing something behind your back. However, on Friday, we have the Four of Wands with the Ace of Wands. If you're involved, it's probably going to be a great day for intimacy, love, things of that nature. If that's not the case, some sort of dream that you're chasing, some sort of event that you are going to, anything that you want to see happen will be happening by Friday. All right, moving on to Taurus. No. Sorry, he's trying to bite my butt. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have some regret on Monday. Oh, you have some regret else about a trip you booked or a trip that you're going on. You're kind of wishing you didn't do it. On Tuesday, what you think is your 10 of Cups is going to change. You're going to have a complete change of heart, I guess, basically on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you're spending time with multiple people, or this could be work related, but it's going to be a difficult day for you. Lots of hostility. Could end up with a stomach issue by Wednesday. And feeling a little bit hostile on Thursday. You don't really want to fight with somebody. You want the ending of some sort of feud. You want to see the end of a feud, but it looks like it's going to continue. Somebody could end up ghosting the other person by Thursday. And on Friday, it does look like you're not feeling like yourself once again. Trying to give up a bad habit, but you could end up ultimately not feeling well this week, okay? I wouldn't go to anything with large crowds. I think you'll catch something. Moving on to Gemini. Really, Bingus? Really? Sorry, guys. This is driving me crazy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right. You could be contemplating moving, changing homes, even changing like where you work. Either or, it looks like your finances are going to improve. There's an ending of a feud on Tuesday. You are no longer invested in this chaos that's been going on between you and somebody else. By Wednesday, somebody's going to send you messages that they want to reconcile with you. Ultimately, I don't see you doing it. Big changes will happen by Thursday. You're not really feeling like yourself. You're feeling like you're left out of a situation. You're feeling kind of heartbroken. I feel like the reconciliation is going to, pose some sort of issue for you as well. Like maybe be weighing on your mind. And on Friday, you're waiting for a heavy burden to leave, but you're still energetically attached to whatever this is. And so you're having a hard time moving forward. Moving on to Cancer. Fingers, must you? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Fingers. Overthinking a situation with a fire sign on Monday, Cancer. You guys can talk through this. It will get resolved. All right, serious. All right. I love you too. On Tuesday, you could be dealing with what looks like an air sign or somebody who's a big talker. They're doing something behind your back. Could be at work. Could be within the family. Be careful. All right. All right, serious. On Wednesday, you're dealing with the fire sign. Once again, it looks like emotional fulfillment will be, in case nobody's ever seen Sirius, you will now. Looks like the fire sign will be giving you some emotional fulfillment by Wednesday. On Thursday, you could be going to a get-together and or party. I don't see you having a very good time, so just be careful there. And on Friday, again, could be going to a get-together and or party, or even just giving yourself some self-care. Looks good. Friday looks good for you. Okay, give me a second, sir. Okay, you're a good boy. Moving on to Leo. I don't want to hit your face, so I don't want to hit your face. 5 cards for Leo for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Monday, you're going to see, oh my goodness, some success, whether that's in your romantic situation or whether that's in your financial situation. But Monday looks really good. You could be else lying or hiding the truth about your financial situation from somebody by Tuesday, okay? Else people are after you, like they're after something from you, and maybe that's why you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not making enough, or no, I don't have any money on me. Looks like on Wednesday, you could be spending time with family members or friends. It doesn't look like a lover. You're working on some sort of project. You're working hard towards some sort of project. You're going to be successful in the long run. I see somebody drinking tea. And getting over something energetically by Thursday could be with an air sign. No longer feeling that attachment. And you have a stalker on Friday. Oh my goodness, Leo, look at that. Is this a real stalker? You have a real stalker, like an actual stalker. Could have a heavy burden over someone in your family getting sick as well. Moving on to Virgo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. On Monday, you're dealing with what looks like an air sign, doesn't have to be. You need to walk away from this person. You need to stay focused on self and what you're working on, because I feel like this person's a nuisance. You're waiting on justice by Tuesday. You will be getting it. Some of you are getting engaged, moving in together, getting married, getting a higher position. By Wednesday, could be spending time with a water sign. Something will be illuminated there. They're going to tell you the truth about someone you know that you've been wondering something about. On Thursday, we have you making some quick decisions. Could be getting sick and or having some sort of injury by Thursday, so be careful. And on Friday, again, you're suspicious about somebody here. Follow your gut instincts. So whatever clairs you have, whatever, like, that's what I would go by. With the High Priestess here, I would be like, all right, if my stomach doesn't feel right around you, there's a reason. If my spidey senses are going off, there's a reason. Moving on to Libra. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Monday, you are giving up some sort of bad habit or person that's toxic to you. you're marching forward. You're going to feel better about yourself throughout the week, like whether that's getting your mojo back or just feeling good in general. Ending of a feud on Tuesday. You are in the upright. You're putting the end to something, looks like a fire sign, putting the end of something, putting an end to something with this person. You're no longer going to allow them to affect you. On Wednesday, you're in the upright as well. Could be dealing with a water sign. You guys will be possibly romantic. Somebody has, this is going to sound terrible, guys. Don't get mad, but somebody has a tumor. I'm seeing a tumor for some reason. Hopefully not you. We have somebody doing something behind your back at work on Thursday, so be careful. Somebody's like causing chaos, okay? Yeah, it's definitely at work. Okay, if you're retired, this is like family members, I suppose. And it looks like self-care day by Friday, a new manifestation that you will be accomplishing, and does have to do with your finances. Moving on to Scorpio. The birds are loud today. 5 cards for Scorpio. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Finding some stability on Monday. Heading towards, all right, giving up some sort of bad habit and or toxic person, but finding stability, heading towards some sort of goal, feeling pretty confident on Monday. On Tuesday as well, it looks like you are else in some sort of meeting, gathering, get together, setting better boundaries with the people around you, going through some sort of like metamorphosis as well. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. It does look like on Wednesday you have a bit of a burden, though. You need some change on Wednesday. You're feeling like you're losing something by Wednesday, whether that's a person or a situation, but you're going to feel lost. On Thursday, you need to make a decision. The decision has to do with your finances. You might be considering walking away from one financial situation and moving on to another one that's better suited for you. And on Friday, you are working towards a manifestation and or a relationship goal, okay? Somebody you're energetically tied to. With all these 8s, you have a lot of karma that you're working out this week. Moving on to Sagittarius. 5 cards for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, Sag. Wow, look at this week. All right, growth and abundance on Monday. Could be careful of pregnancy if you're of childbearing age, but could be deciding if you're really invested in somebody on Monday as well. It looks like there's a lot of heavy emotions there. On Tuesday, if you're involved, you could be having a lot of sex. If you're not involved, you're feeling very passionate about somebody by Tuesday. On Wednesday, somebody's making some sort of offering to you. So whether that's a new job, whether that's love, whether that's it's got to be a job or love. It's only with the 4 of Wands, the only 2 things I can think of, okay? And you are going through some sort of healing this week. Could be dealing with a Leo at some point. You're walking away from something and onto something better, okay? So walking away from whether it's a job, whether it's a person, and moving on to something better. And you have some new opportunities by Friday. 2 in particular, you're going to have to make a decision. For some of you, this is 2 different people, and for others of you, this is 2 different directions in life, okay? Moving on to Capricorn. 5 cards for Capricorn for the week. These cats are so annoying today. I folded all the towels and blankets and put them in the closet, and they knocked them all down. And then they got in my drawers where I have all this stuff folded, and they kicked everything out of the drawers. So now I have like this huge mess to clean up. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have something happening here in divine timing. Oh boy. It's an energetic tie you have to somebody you're finally going to be able to release this week, okay? Needing to make a quick decision about where you're going to invest by Tuesday. Somebody's been screwing you over and you now have to, like, whether that's work or emotional, you now have to make some serious choices around that, okay? Looks like you're heartbroken over this by Wednesday, not feeling like yourself. No messages going back and forth. It's just silence. On Thursday, we have new opportunities presenting themselves and some sort of truth being spoken. And by Friday, I'll be honest with you, this looks like shit. This looks like shit. I may have to do a bonus for you, Capricorn. This looks like a bad week for you. Somebody is going to try to reconcile with you, by the way, by Friday. I don't know that I would do it. I don't know who's going to hear this or who's getting this message, but you could find out about a child, a secret child, or find out that you had a child that you were unaware of. Why? All right, Aquarius. 5 cards for Aquarius for the week. Guys, Lulu had a date. Lulu had a date with a new guy. I guess it went well. He's a Libra. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, big changes for you on Monday. Could be dealing with a water sign, not necessarily, but it does look like you're also putting in something like almost like putting money aside or an investment of some sort, okay? Could be going to a gathering and or celebrating some sort of financial success by Tuesday. Could be meeting somebody and or going on a date. Maybe this is your best friend you're hanging out with on Wednesday. Either or, it looks good. You have a lot of growth and abundance happening for you this week. Things are going to be going kind of slow on Thursday. You're waiting for some sort of outcome. For some of you, if you're involved, you could be getting a gift from somebody you're involved with. If you're not involved, somebody could still be gifting you something, maybe a family member, friend, something of that nature. Some of you are even investing in a home. And by Friday, you will be hearing from somebody who's very passionate about you, somebody who is financially in a good place. For those of you that are involved, that sex could be involved as well. And for Pisces, 5 cards for Pisces for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, Pisces. I have a trip this week with my kids. My face still looks like I'm a victim of domestic violence, so I'm hoping that it looks a little better before we leave. It ought to be interesting. You're overthinking a situation and letting go of somebody You're overthinking a situation and letting go of somebody who's toxic to you. You're realizing your worth and you're realizing you need to move on. Could be earth and or fire. People are going to be finding you more attractive this week, more charismatic, more interesting. And we do have you Tuesday finding out some, oh my goodness. Somebody's stalking you on your social media, it looks like. If you don't have social media, they're having someone else watch you. But you're going to be finding out the truth about something that you've been wanting to know for quite a while. Like you wanted to know somebody's deep, dark secrets, or you wanted to know if you're being manipulated. You'll be finding that out by Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have somebody trying to reconcile with you. Could be more than one person, ironically. You have a soulmate here. I don't know if you've met them or not, but you do have a soulmate and you have a reconciliation with 2 people. I don't know how that's going to go because it looks like you might curse one of them or cuss them out. On Thursday, you're making some decisions that's going to be like justice worthy. So this could be getting money back from a lawsuit. This could be karmic justice, any sort of justice, but I do see you taking better care of yourself this week as well and finding some balance. You are in the upright and deciding by Friday where you're going to invest, and you're going to choose to invest in yourself, okay? You're going to choose to do what's in your best interest. Maybe you're financially investing in yourself, something of that nature, but it looks pretty good. All right, guys, that's your weekly. Hopefully I'll be able to show my face again sometime next week. We'll see. Enjoy.